Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the Z family on another episode of Naked Thursdays, brought to you in part by
Naked.
Z1000.
Naked. That's why I don't have my camera on right now, because I'm naked.
Oh, baby.
Oh God! After making out with Jake, he really wants to throw that out there. Okay, well, I
Getting
guess that's the way we're doing it now.
a little freaky.
That's the way we're doing it now. Okay, let's just get uncomfortable here. Okay.
Hey, right out of the chute, man.
And the pants are off.
Dude.
Actually, the only thing I'm wearing right now is my kick-ass Seymour Z on YouTube bracelet that Woodchuck sent me. Here, I'll turn the camera on for that. Okay, come on. Where are you, camera? There we go. That's it. It's pretty badass. Woodchuck, he's in the chat right now. I made that for me.
Nice. Nice. Man, I'm slacking on my sticker game, guys. I need to get some damn stickers.
Man, I tell you what, I had so many people asking for stickers, and I tell them I'd send them. I finally got them, and I've just been so busy lately. I haven't been able to send anything out. But since Woodchuck gave me these, I was going to put some stuff on Instagram and share some love with those, too, and send those out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Look at
Dude.
Luke. Luke doesn't even say anything about us. He's not like, woo, the Z family's back. Nope, he just cares about Seymour.
Yeah. Hey,
I am loved.
Well, guess I'm unsubbing from him.
Oh shit. And on a list of 1 to butthurt, that is pretty butthurt.
So we've gone from uncomfortable to butthurt, just like that. We haven't been on here 5 minutes.
Uncomfortable to, hey, man, look. That's the way we do things around these parts. We move fast. Hashtag sport bike.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Heathen, those wheelies are getting better, man. Like better and better and better. Like, oh.
Dude, I'm actually, I wish I had some more recent footage, because I mean I have recent footage, but there's a video dropping tomorrow that it shows me just kind of riding around, let's see, how many months ago? 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And if you compare, because like you've seen some more of my stuff, but if you compare the wheelies that I'm doing in that video where I'm practicing to what I do now, I can ride out a wheelie from 20 miles per hour up to 70 and go several blocks.
I've seen, yeah. Like I saw it on a Two-Wheel Menace, and like he was telling me, I was like, yeah, Heathen he's kind of getting it, man.
Yeah, I'm working it. I've hit balance point. I know for sure once, because I held it at 55 miles per hour with no more throttle, no brake, no nothing, and just rode it. And I was like, oh my god!
Balance point scares the shit out of me. There's no way that.
Here's what I'll say. So from my experience, because of course, last year is when I started slowly practicing them on Phoenix, and now I'm up on SolarHawk, which makes them a lot easier. But what I was comfortable with even 2 months ago compared to what I am now, I can bring the bike up to the point that I have to look to the left to see around my front tire.
Nice.
He's such a badass.
Dude, 2 months ago, I would get it to the point where like I could see my tire and I'd panic kind of level. So don't ever say that it'll never happen, because all it takes is experience. You practice and eventually you get comfortable at that point. Like okay, now I'm a foot off the ground and I can do this every time. And then it's 2 feet off the ground, and then you're just going up the clock until you can tell when you've hit balance point or when you're about to fall into it. It's kind of like a cog. You click into it almost. At least that's how it felt for me.
Now I'm assuming you're covering your brake with your foot.
My foot is all over that like white on rice and a glass of milk on a paper plate in a snowstorm.
Okay.
all the way back to Major Payne he went.
So yeah, it's something else. I actually, because of how much I've been practicing, I did have to replace my chain and sprocket, and I've also ordered EBC brake pads. So I'm stepping up my game to make sure that I'm protected as much as possible. I mean, you can't predict for everything, but you can certainly try and plan for it.
True.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, that's one of the things that discouraged me from practicing wheelies. Like as soon as I got comfortable with the front wheel coming up pretty far, I looked at my chain and I was like, wow. Like I saw how bad that thing stretched, and it was like I could feel it on the freaking ZX10
Oh
because I
yeah.
got to pop it out at about 7,000, 8,000 to get that front wheel up. And like when that bike gives it all at one time, it's just like I heard the chain stretch when it picked up, and I was like, that can't be good. That cannot be good.
Yeah, that's the only thing I will say. Just if you plan on practicing, you're gonna be harder on your bike than you are if you're more experienced at it. So there's
Mhm.
gonna be that phase where you're gonna go through a tire because you're more likely to kind of rub off that center groove, and then you're also gonna go through a chain and sprocket and probably brake pads. Like, just expect it because lots of practice, you put lots more wear on the bike in that degree. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I busted a fork seal on that track bike before I got rid of it. So that
Oh.
happened.
Did you fix it before you sold it?
No, but when I put my Craigslist ad out, like I was like I told everybody everything that's wrong with it. Like this is what you need to fix. This is what you need to fix. This is what you need to fix. So the guy I sold it to, he knew the whole story. So
Yeah. Yeah.
all you can do is be honest.
That's
Yeah.
true. That way you don't, when somebody comes up, they're like, well, yeah, oh yeah, about that, you know.
That's how it was when I sold my ZX7 after having it for over a year, just sitting in pieces. The guy was like, a few people looked at it, and these were like, because I had it listed for $500, and it was the motor and the frame sitting on stands, and then everything else was in Rubbermaid bins. And so all these people would come and look at it and be like, "Oh, it's in parts." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's at the top of the ad. It says this bike is down to motor and frame, and there's a photo of it." And people would be like, "Would you put it back together for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, but then the price is going to be $1,000. So, like, do you want it now or not?" And eventually, a guy came down from a shop up in Idaho. He saw the bike. He looked everything over and was like, "Did it run before?" And I was like, "Of course it did. Here's the license plate. And here's the paperwork that says I went and got it tested because I mean here in Utah you have to get bikes inspected." So I was like, obviously it was riding because I had to bring it there running condition. And he's like, "Okay, here's your money."
What'd
And
you
I
end
was
up
like,
selling it for?
400.
Okay.
I would have taken that shit and it would be back together in a week or two. Fuck that.
Yeah, well, it was, dude. I disassembled and rebuilt that bike 3 times, from top to bottom. Like, took everything apart, completely broke it down because somebody wanted to buy the motor. And the day that I had called UPS to come and pick it up, because you have to put it on a pallet and everything, right? So I had them coming to pick it up. He canceled on me. I
Oh,
was like,
fuck.
"Hey man, I still haven't got my PayPal payment. What's going on?" He's like, something came up." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I just put it all back together. And oh, there went Moe's. But as soon as I got it pretty much all put back together and completed, and I went to list it online again, another person said they wanted the motor. And so I completely disassembled it. And they did the same exact thing, except I didn't call and schedule it. They did it the night before I was going to go and just put it on a pallet and put it into a truck and take it out. So it was a catastrophe. And it happened again a third time when somebody wanted it because they wanted my frame instead. And after that, I was like, I'm not doing anything to this bike. It's going to sit here, collect dirt, and everything can just stay in Rubbermaid bins because fuck this.
So I'm assuming that they tried to buy it and then assumed that you had shipped it before they canceled it.
Yeah, something to that effect. I don't know
Okay.
what they were thinking, but
Because once you ship it, there's really not much. It's not that easy to get it back.
yeah, I do work in customer service stuff and deal with shipping like UPS and FedEx all the time. And there is ways to like stop a shipment, but it's a pain in the ass and can cost money sometimes. So it was just good timing that they did call it, but at the same time very frustrating. So, and yes, Sarah, I do play Pokemon Go. I'm almost level 15.
You're so gay.
So gay. Here you
You're
go.
so
Here's my
gay.
bank card. But hey, come on, man. I was born before the '90s, so I was all up into Pokemon.
I'm just kidding. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious driving down the street, watching all these people wander around like, well, they're not even wandering. They're actually having fun doing it. So it's not like they're just reading text messages and bumping into stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So
that is pretty funny. There he is.
Yo,
He back.
I'm back.
hey, we're back
Hey.
again.
Back again. Hey guys, sorry, have to
You're
cut
good.
out. I gotta go help a buddy out. So
Oh, I
that
see
was
how
an
it is.
emergency phone call. It was an emergency phone call, man. Somebody needs a. See, when you're a biker and you have a truck, you get these phone calls.
Yeah, you do.
Just throwing
Okay,
yeah.
that's all you gotta say is it's a biker incident. Then you're forgiven. If you were just like my buddy's trying to finish off this 6-pack and needs my help, then I'd be disappointed.
Nah. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, I've got to go get the F-150 in the ramp.
Oh, that sucks.
All
Well,
right. See you, fellas.
All right,
Later,
take it
brother.
easy.
Well, Seymour, should we roll some dice and see who we accept into the chat tonight?
Yeah,
or you
I
want it to
just
just be me and you?
no, well, I just sent Luke. I'm sending Luke a message right now with the link.
There you go.
But anybody else, I don't know. How do we decide who's going to be in? I'm okay with whoever. It doesn't matter to me.
Let's do.
As long as they're not
has
stupid.
Super Jerry? Super Jerry been in?
I don't believe so.
Well, there we go. Super Jerry, would you like to join the live stream?
Let's see, I'm actually not in there right now, so this is all you right now. I'm trying to get Luke in here.
I am a thing. Super Jerry, I'm glad that you're a thing, but would you like to be in the live stream?
He's a thing.
Woo,
He's
he
a
says.
thing.
I will take that as a yes. Okay, he said yeah.
Okay, Super Jerry, send me your email address on Instagram.
Seahawks 1844, 300 or a 650. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and I tell this to everybody. Get on the bike and go test ride it. If you think a 300 is enough for you, then ride a 300. If it's your first bike or not. I started on a 750. I'd never ridden a bike in my life, hopped on it, loved it, and I've never had anything smaller than a 750 now. I'm on my 5th bike, and now I'm into the leader bikes. So it's up to you, whichever you feel comfortable with.
I tell you what, I had never ridden a motorcycle in my life, and I went and took a motorcycle safety course, and I felt so comfortable when I left that. I felt comfortable enough. My first bike was a 600, and I was on it for maybe 6 weeks before I sold it and bought 1,000. I'm not saying that's for everyone, but
yeah, it can be that way for a lot of people. That's what she said, Sarah. But yeah, he started on a Gixxer 750 and a S1000RR. That's nice. I like those bikes, both of them. Actually, I started on a Katana 750. But my preference was I'm gonna get a big bike anyways, so might as well start big instead of small because I outgrow things really quickly. And something that I found, I mean, I'm on my second Z1000, and my first one was enough for me, but I wanted just a little bit more, which is why I bought Gen 3. And it's perfect. I have all the power that I need. I can easily stomp people. I mean, other than I've only lost one race. I'll just say that. A Z800 is actually a good choice, Luke. I really do agree with that. But I've lost only one time, and that was to a brand new BMW M4. And we were well into the triple digits, and he pulled away from me. But a Z1000 can only do 157 top speed. So it's up to you what you want to do. Do you live in the city where you rarely have highway time? You don't need a leader bike. I really think that's what it can come down to is where you live. Do you get on the highway a lot? Then yeah, get on the highway and have a leader bike. That's going to be something effective to you because that way, you don't need to downshift out of 6th gear to pass people or to maneuver. But if you're never going to go over 65, 70 on the bike, go with something smaller that's going to be a little more fuel efficient. A 650 works great. Same with like a Z800, something like that. But a smaller bike is going to do you a lot better in the city. It's going to be more maneuverable, things like that. So, whoa, I just broke my desk.
Yeah.
So it's up to you in that regards. It really is. But I mean, what are you gonna eventually do with it? Think about
Yeah.
that.
I would go, like he said, go, of course, take a class, go sit on as many bikes as you can, test
Oh
ride as
yeah.
many bikes as you can once you've got your license, and just have fun with it. And don't, I know me, I would obsess about a certain bike that I would force myself to like that bike. And of course, it made me make some bad decisions in buying motorcycles, but I never
Yeah.
bought one. The Z1000 the first brand new bike that I bought, so if I didn't like that, I was kind of screwed. But everything else I bought used. And, what's up, Luke?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo,
What's up, feller?
What's going on?
Not a lot, buddy. But yeah, I also highly suggest that if you're gonna buy a motorcycle and it's your first one, do not buy a new bike because I promise you, you're gonna drop it. It's
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing that you can avoid. It's gonna happen, no matter what you try and do or who you think you are. Like, oh no, I'm always gonna be perfect. I have never dropped my bike while like putting the kickstand down until the day I went to pay off my old bike, Phoenix, right? I went to the bank, pulled into their drive, put my kickstand down, and when I got off, there was a tar snake right where I put my kickstand down, and the bike sunk into the tar, and I just gently kind of laid down the bike and let it go and was like, oh, well, there's a first time for everything. That's embarrassing. Let me just pick this up and then go pay it off. So, I mean, accidents happen. There's no getting around that. But I'm sure from a financial standpoint, you'd rather drop a $2,000 bike than a $10,000 bike.
Being a new rider, I'm assuming that whoever asked this question is fairly young. You're gonna want to check insurance too, because that'll get you.
Oh, yeah.
Until you're old like me. When you're old like me, it's all cheap. America, Kick It With Kevo's in the chat. I sent him a link too. Get in the freaking live chat. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, dang.
How's the family, Luke? How's that baby?
It's getting big and annoying.
Big and annoying?
Yeah, because I haven't had a shave and a haircut for a couple of weeks, and I have like this little beard going.
Hey,
Super Jerry.
is my mic working?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sweet,
Yeah.
I'm not a squirrel. Yeah, I don't know. There's this thing that it's USB related that about half the time when I enter a new Skype chat or anything like that, it just warps my voice into like the chipmunks.
Oh, you're good.
Awesome. Perfect. So what's up, guys?
I love it, man. Trying to get back into the groove. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
It has.
I'm currently under my desk re-screwing in my keyboard slide-out tray because I put a little too much weight on it and it just broke a screw out. I'll get really into that discussion about what to ride.
Oh wait, for like your first bike? Oh, dude, I crashed my first bike twice. One of it's on camera too.
That's, if anything, if you do crash, just hope that you do have your GoPro running. I'll just say that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how
that's the second question any motovlogger asks is, are you okay and were you recording?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody, there's a chat that all of us Zed family are in, and when MOEZHAWK went down, when Lynx went down, we were like, are you okay? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Is it on camera? And then the third question is your bike okay?
I've always had like that slight superstition kind of thing. If I watch another person's crash video,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no,
You crashed
I'm
too.
gonna get it.
You went down in the rain, didn't you?
Yeah, both times were in the rain, so
Yeah.
I made it a point never to ride in the rain again.
Yeah.
Learned your lesson.
Yeah,
Hello?
well, I mean, like the tires were from 1987. I didn't bother changing them.
Yeah, that's one reason actually I crashed on my my Z1000 when I went around a corner at about 65 and hit a
You?
little bit of water, and yeah, had I had new tires, I probably would be okay, but I didn't, so went right into the puddle and crashed.
Oof. Are you okay? Where are you filming?
I'm okay. I rode home. No. That was the first time, no joke, the first time I had ever ridden without my GoPro.
Oh, that's the worst, man.
And now you can ask anybody, like Two Wheeled Menace, Frick Yeah, Toot Sweets, Dizzy Flight, the three guys I mainly ride with, and they will tell you I always have my GoPro on and I always have batteries in my pocket, ready to go.
That's good for insurance as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
my
true.
insurance was pretty happy about it. I told them on my new bike, I said, I film every time when I ride. And they were like, oh, yeah? And I was like, yep, sure do. And they're like, okay, we'll give you a little bit of safety discount. And they said, but if you crash and you don't have that footage, then we won't give you this discount again.
At least you didn't say, are you recording for entertainment purposes?
Yeah, no joke. Nope, I only record when I'm at the racetrack.
Yeah. Only record traffic, that's all it is. I don't have a YouTube channel. Do not go check out Heathen Rider on
Right.
YouTube. I don't know who that guy is.
Right?
But he does do sweet wheelies.
Yeah.
Kick It With Kevo has joined us.
I'm here
I'm here.
with milk.
Milk and cookie. You want some milk and cookies?
Yeah,
It's an
that
blue
was
emoji cup, so I have some shitty milk.
Trini loves you, just
I
so
know it.
you know.
Thank you, Trini. Trina?
Trying to
Oh
say
no,
that?
she
What?
says, Seymour Z, I love you, Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus is a pretty cool person to love.
Little
No,
trip.
she's in there though.
She is.
Uh-huh.
Still get Simon?
Who is it?
so your name is Milk?
That guy's name is Quinlan Phillips.
I wonder if he's from Quinlan. Quinlan Phillips, are you
might be.
from Quinlan?
We could be friends.
You may know him.
He could be my hood nigga.
You said that with such apprehension.
Yeah, you sounded a little scared to say that one.
Well-
Seahawks did not apparently listen to any of the conversation we just had for like, what, 10 minutes?
You're going to have to watch the stream again if you didn't catch that. Seahawk, we spent about 15 minutes on that.
Just for you.
Yeah, just for you.
650. I want you to start on a 305. Go find one.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck. Yes.
Start on a 1,000.
Have you considered getting an S1000RR? Great starter bike, especially when you want to practice wheelies off the line.
Hey, I tell you what, the other night or the other day, Kevin and I went riding, and we were goofing around, and we took off, or I took off from a light. He just stayed there, and he said, "Yeah, I tried to take him, kind of like Suburban Delinquent does. They race to the next line or the white line or whatever. So I took off, and he said that my back tire broke loose, my front handlebar started shaking back and forth. I was like, holy shit, I'm fast."
The what is it? The S1000R, not the race one.
The
The
naked one.
The more uprighty one.
That thing is badass looking.
I got a chance to ride that. They gave that to me while my bike was in service, and it was really, really weird. Half the time it felt like a slug. The other half felt like I had a jet engine on my back.
Were you changing the modes or anything while you were riding?
Nah, I didn't touch with the modes. And the quick shifter felt really mushy.
Really?
Yeah.
That
I have a
surprises
quick
me.
shifter on my Triumph, and my God, that thing is fun. It's like a kick in the teeth, even
Yeah.
at like 10,000 RPM. But
Maybe it's because it's the loaner bike, so it's a little more beat up.
It could be.
yeah, it was their demo one. It had 800 miles on it.
Jeez.
That was one of the bikes I was looking at to get when I purchased the Z.
You have to be at least 6 foot to do that thing. Like I could just barely put my heels on the ground on that thing. It's so tall.
Yeah, there was that one, the Z1000, and the Speed Triple were the three that I was looking at.
Oh, the speed triple's so beautiful.
It is. It really is.
Brother of mine. I mean,
Yeah.
like I've got plenty of power. I don't even want to know what it would happen if I went on the ice.
I've learned something that's very interesting. I've got my throttle lock cruise control piece, right? And the other night, I decided to just kind of mess around, and I sat on the back seat, so I'm on my passenger seat, cruising down the road, and I leaned forward, and I was gonna, like, for a vlog, delicately grab that clutch piece or the throttle lock, and pull it back for the throttle. Don't ever do that, because I just about fell off the back of my bike. It's interesting how when you hold the throttle in your palm like you should and give it gas, you're prepared for it, right? You move with the bike. Now if you grab that throttle lock and try to do the same thing, it's like a kick of nos every time you like grab it. And it literally, I started playing with it to the point I'm surprised I didn't give myself whiplash, because I thought it was hilarious that you could just move this throttle lock like a centimeter, but it was like I was trying to pop a wheelie with it.
I've got to get one of those things, man.
Hand saver, I'm telling you, man. Best $40 I've spent on that bike yet.
Well, the other day I was riding down the highway, and I was trying to hand somebody a sticker going down the highway. They were on my throttle side, so I had to keep taking my hand off the throttle. And of course, on that Z, as soon as you take it off, it's just engine brake hell.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, ugh. Finally, we slowed down enough to where I could get it to him. But if I had one of those throttle locks, I could just reach over, hand it to him, and been awesome.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. I really do love it, and
I
you
got a
get used
question.
to it too.
What's
I got a
that?
question for you guys. Since all right, so this is my first naked. And how do you guys deal with the wind at like 90 miles an hour?
What win?
Yeah, it's there, but I mean, honestly, I've ridden this bike for 18 months now, almost 18 months, and I haven't. It doesn't bother me, just because I know that that's what the bike does. Plus, I mean, honestly, it's really not that bad. But if you're not used to it, if you're used to just sitting on a super sport, when you're down, you have that windscreen in front of you, and you get zero wind, and now you're sitting upright with no windscreen at all, then of course it's going to be a little bit different. But
Yeah, I get punched in the face. Do I have different wind than you guys? Do you guys want some East Coast wind?
Have you ever been to Wyoming? Trust me, you don't get more windy than that. There's always wind.
Come to England.
There's I think it's an adaptation thing. It seems intense to other people who first ride. There was a point where Two Wheeled Menace, he was in the process of selling his 600, and I let him borrow Phoenix before I sold her, and we rode down on the highway to Salt Lake City, and as soon as we got on the highway, because we had our Sennas, he's like, "Holy shit, the wind! How do you do this?" And I was like, "What wind, dude? It doesn't register to me that I have a naked bike and there's more wind against me. I'm just used to it."
yeah,
And don't get me wrong though, I've ridden a couple super sports now since I've had mine, and it is like a shocking difference to not feel like I need to kind of sit forward a little bit more, because you're already tucked, right? But on the Z, you kind of expect the wind, so you just brace for it.
Sarah said hi.
So I guess it's just a matter of adaptation to it, because it really is something that I don't notice. But I actually get that question quite a lot from other people in the local community, where they're like, "Oh man, it's a naked bike. Isn't the wind like super intense?" And I'm like, I go 150 on my Z quite frequently, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't
100
hurt.
what?
50.
Oh, 150.
That's dangerous.
Damn.
You know, in a very closed course, professional road kind of setting in Mexico. But it doesn't. It's not hard on me to hit triple digits, and the bike certainly can do it. That's something that a lot of people do get surprised with when they test ride a Z, is they are very quick to get up to speed. Very quick. They have a lot of low end torque, and which is why they're great for wheelies in my opinion. But if if you give it throttle, you will get right up to your top speed with no problem.
I'm more of a cut it off at about 110 type of rider. I usually don't even get that. If I do, it's just, quick spurts. I usually don't go that. I don't really ride that fast.
Yeah.
But it's just because.
That with me.
Do what?
100 is fast I've ever gone.
What'd you say, Kevin?
It's because you're just trying to catch up to me.
Yeah, usually it's trying to catch up with him, and he's on a 600. So, but again, usually I'll just gotta slow down, and then he'll wait for me at the next light.
And if you are gonna do stupid, people, I can't really say don't do stupid. I do a lot of stupid. I really do. But just make sure that wherever you're doing it at, you're not inexperienced. A local rider was showing off how he's learning how to do wheelies, and he was doing it on a very populated street. Like, if you're going to learn, go to a business depot where there's shipping docks and go practice there, or on an abandoned back road or a farm road or something like that. Practice where you're not going to kill someone if you lose your bike.
Yeah,
and the same goes for being speedy. Like, don't decide that your first time you're going to hit triple digits on your bike is going to be during rush hour.
Right. Yeah, you can be smart and be stupid.
Exactly. You can do stupid and be smart about it.
Quinlan, I'm in Royce City, east of Dallas. Hey, Kevin, is he local? Is that what y'all were talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, because he was talking about he was going to buy food and beer.
Yeah, that's why I said only if we ride through Quinlan.
Oh.
Q-Town.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm a person who understands we have motorcycles. People enjoy opening them up, and that's just going to be how it is. We lost Luke. But you don't need to be stupid about what you do. I mean, there's plenty of times where I hear people, they crashed going through a canyon and they say they've never been there. Or I don't think Two Old Menace has talked about this yet, so special info for you guys. But his R6 that he had, the kid that he sold it to recently crashed it going through a canyon.
Ugh.
And the bike's totaled. It's a complete loss. And it was his first bike. He was pushing it really hard and passing people on double yellow lines, things like that.
So he's being careless.
Yeah, he was being stupid about being stupid, and he tried to pass. So like going uphill, there's the split in the road where you have the passing lane and the non-passing lane, and everybody normally moves to the right. Well, a Prius went to the left to pass somebody, and he was already in gear, and they estimate that he crashed into the back of that Prius going about 110.
Oh man!
It's probably that Prius has been running from the cops for the past 6 months.
Yeah, right? Probably. And it kept going. Dude, the Prius was unharmed. It had barely any damage, but it completely totaled the bike. He hit the car, slid out, smashed it into a guardrail, had to be life flighted out. I mean, I don't want to say you're lucky to be alive at that point, because he's going to have to be through rehab for a while. But, I mean, I don't even think the kid's 18. He was still in high school. So, those are the people.
You can ride under 18?
Yeah. You can ride when you're 16.
You can't do that in New York.
Serious? Jeez.
Yeah, you got to be 18 at least.
Really?
I think there might be a rule. They recently just established a law in Utah where if you have a license, you get your motorcycle license, and you have to test for anything up to a 600 cc. So if your bike has, what is the limit they put? I think it's like 601 cc's or something like that. You can ride anything up to that size, but to test out of that bracket into, say, leader bikes, you have to test on something that's over 600 cc's. So a 750 or a 1,000 or something like that. And the course is different for leader bikes versus smaller, but they don't let you. I mean, if you have to test to prove that you know how to handle a bike with that weight and size. But as far as I'm aware, as soon as you turn 16, actually 15 is when you can get a permit to drive, and 16 I think you actually have to get is when you can get your license to ride a motorcycle. So
Whoa.
I'd have to check on that, and I'm too intoxicated right now to really try and search that out. So
One of my biggest rules is never go too quick on a road you've never been on.
Yes.
Take it gingerly, and if you love the road, turn around and do it again.
Yeah.
So there's a video, it's a series that I'm actually starting because there's a lot of very popular motorcycle routes to take here around where I live, and some of them are short, some of them are long, but I'm doing a series where I ride it and talk about it and like point out dangerous areas and road conditions, things like that. And one of the first things I say is, if you're going to ride this, especially on a couple of the more technical ones, is if you want to ride this, please enjoy just the curves at a slow speed. Go the first time and just chill. Just ride it casually so you can see what the road conditions are. And then when you want to come back and hit it hard, come back and hit it hard. But don't do it your first time, because there's several locations where I've ridden where people have just gone right off a hill and 150 feet through the air into a river and died.
Oh.
So it's not worth hitting it hard that first time. Take it easy. I mean, who is it that says that? Take it easy. And
well, I don't know. I've never heard that one.
I think that's Big Bags.
So yeah, just chill and enjoy the ride. That's the biggest thing about bikes, is don't just go batshit crazy the first time you get on one, and you'll have a lot more fun that way. And you'll probably come home to your loved ones, even if it's your kitten or your dog or something like that.
Or your right hand.
Or your right hand. Pamela Henderson's waiting for you.
Where at?
Yeah. Speaking of Big Race Derek, y'all all follow him on Instagram, right?
I think I do.
Did somebody say no?
I'm lazy.
He doesn't do the mainstream thing, okay?
That dude can play the freaking guitar, man. Golly.
Oh, so he's your role model.
Well, he's not my role model, but yeah, he can play the freaking guitar.
Play your guitar.
Play guitar. What? I think Trini's drinking.
I just ran out of beer. Pray for me, bros. Pray for me.
All you gotta do, here's what you need to do, okay? I've done this before. Call up your local pizza joint, and when you talk to them, tell them, as soon as my delivery driver picks up my order and he's on his way, he needs to call me because I'm not going to be there, right? And they'll be like, okay. And so when your delivery driver calls you and says, hey, this is Dave with Domino's, I'm ready to deliver your pizza, you tell him, Dave, I'm going to give you $20 if you go pick me up a six-pack, and you can keep the change. Plus, I'll pay for the pizza. Sound like a plan?
He's going to be like, I'm only 17.
Right? in my case, I was old enough when I've delivered for Domino's. And no, my name's not Dave for any of you who think I did. But
I thought you said Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabe. But I've had numerous people that called me up and would say, hey, I'll give you a fat tip if you go pick me up, a 20-pack, because I'm way too drunk to do that myself. And I'd be like, okay. And every time I would get like a $20 tip on top of it. So.
What the hell? I was excited when I got $5 from the guy that got ravioli on Tuesdays.
Fucking ravioli!
Dude, I'm not kidding. For like 4 months straight, while I was working at this place, every Tuesday, ravioli, dude. Fucking Mercedes and a Range Rover in his big-ass brick house. And he'd give me $5 extra, and I was like, thank you, sir. Might I have some more? And then shut the door in my face.
Yeah, I always enjoyed the typical, like, predictable people that you knew they would give you X amount of money every time. But I hated when you'd deliver to, like, you'd see the address and you're like, oh, god damn it, not Snob Hill. And you'd get there and deliver it, and the lady's like, will you please bring it in? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to murder me. And
sorry.
And so they're like, okay, just come in through the foyer, take your shoes off. And I'm like, I'm not taking my shoes off to step across your threshold. I'll sit right here with your pizza. And they would be really snobby about it. And then they're like, here's $20, you can keep the change. And you're like, you rich bitch, the pizza's 1986. And you
Oh,
made me
God.
wait for 10 minutes just standing here.
I
And,
never
yeah.
I never had the luxury of delivering pizzas. The closest I came, I bartended for a while, but I never had a delivery job.
That was
Deliver
actually...
on the Z1000.
Do
Oh,
what?
man,
Deliver
yes.
pizza on your motorcycle.
That would be awesome.
Actually, are you ready for this cool bit of news? I have checked with my local area, and they allow motorcycle deliveries, and I might try and do Jimmy John's delivery for like a month.
Oh, that would be awesome. Freaky fast.
Dude, yeah, they're freaky fast, and you get paid to ride your motorcycle around. Come
I'll show you
on.
something.
That's actually really sweet. I'd do that, and I already have a job.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
told me as long as I can carry up to, like, I think they said 10 subs, they will allow me to. Yeah, right, exactly. 10 Jimmy John subs is not a problem. And I have a backpack that could easily hold that much. So I'm like...
And
well,
they're
I have
never
a
hot
massive tank bag.
sandwiches. They're not hot sandwiches, so you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I got a tank bag that can hold probably 10 sandwiches with no problem. So, yeah. And I guess the pay is decent enough, including the tips. I mean, I used to get Jimmy John's like every other day at work, and they
What
all the time.
sandwich? Which one was your favorite?
The number 11.
Do you remember what it was called?
It's the I don't know, but it's got ham and turkey.
Okay, that's the Lulu.
Okay.
Wow, that was good.
I don't know. What's you guys are gonna hate me. What's Jimmy John's? Is it just
Freaky
like
fast.
Yep.
It's like
Subway.
it's like a Subway that delivers.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Well,
I want that in my mouth.
I know.
that's what she said. Shut the fuck.
Oh.
Luke, are you at work?
You know it.
It's like 11. Oh wait, not 11.
So where is everybody? So everybody knows I'm near Dallas. What about everybody else?
I guess I'll go next. I'm in hot, sweaty Utah. No, wait, that's
Hot and
Vegas.
sweaty
Hot,
Utah?
sweaty. I'm just in Utah. Mormon capital of the world.
I'm right outside Seymour's window.
I'm in Australia.
I'm in the woods of New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
It's the Shires, where the hobbits live. There are a good amount of short people here, and obese people.
Yeah.
Mix. And people that look like they just huff paint, and that's all they do.
Yeah, I'll agree. I've been all over the U.S. and I kind of like New Hampshire. It wasn't that bad of a place, but
Were
I'll
you
stick
on a
to
motorcycle?
avoiding it. No, that's actually one of my goals, but it probably won't be on the Z1000 unless I get a better seat and actually get it dyno tuned and mapped properly.
If you do ever end up here, you can crash, and I'll show you some really friggin' awesome roads.
Hell yeah.
Boom, baby. Fred's ship.
Yeah, that's motorcycle community. Hoorah.
Moto ship. Who is that? Somebody. Wasn't that your email?
Yeah, mine's
Okay.
Moto Friendship at Gmail. Enjoy that world. Feel free to email me your favorite photos of your friends.
Bye,
and
Sarah.
Well, I
family.
didn't give you the whole email address.
Oh no, I did.
That was you.
Yeah. No, that was on me.
Okay.
I made that email specifically for my account.
Okay, good.
I have a different Gmail, which is just as silly of a name.
Real quick, just to touch on it. Bye, Sarah. Everybody say goodbye.
Later, Holmes. Later, homie.
And also to Quinlan, thank you for the Instagram message. However, I don't think you, wherever you are, want to come to Utah to ride with me.
I think
If you
he's
want
near
to,
me.
I mean, yeah. Eventually, I'm going to ride down to Texas, but, Las Vegas was the furthest I've ever ridden so far. I put 1,400 miles on my bike between a Thursday to a Monday, which is pretty cool, but I also had to replace my tire afterwards. But yeah, I don't know. I might eventually ride down there. I think it'd be hilarious to just show up for one of Jake's motorcycle nights.
There's one this weekend actually.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
If you're ever in that Dallas zone and you're gonna be going to those things, look out for a motovlogger named Yami Noob. He's damn good.
Yeah,
Dude,
he
Yami
is.
Noob is hilarious. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the question. Zombie Moto, ask your question, and oh, maybe the mighty ZFam will answer. ZFam and Friends. That's what we should call this.
Yeah. Come on, ask your question. Let's go. Chop chop.
Cool. Well, I mean, they're on a 5-second delay.
Hey, I don't care. No excuses.
I'll show you 5 seconds.
Whoa.
Kevin, do you want to share any news?
Any news?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, so Wednesday I'm getting married.
Congrats.
Congrats.
To a woman. That's right. She's real.
She's a woman.
I didn't know you could marry a motorcycle. That's pretty impressive.
Is she from in San Diego? Did you find her?
Did you buy her?
I didn't have to go buy her off the internet or anything.
Well, then maybe you can buy for like 5,000 yen.
She's kidnapping him for the wedding, so I can't go though.
Random question that I have no idea why I want to know this, but I am. What does the government tax your wedding?
Tax your wedding?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. I was just curious.
What country do you live in? Because I actually just came back from Haiti, and they do tax weddings in Haiti. It's expensive to get married there, so a lot of the people, it's a third world country, so they don't have very much money. So a lot of the men use that as an excuse not to marry the women that they're with, is because they can't afford the tax.
Huh.
All the bitches.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it is. So.
Riding motorcycles with goats.
Yes, and let me clear something up real quick. Okay, I got a lot of shit from that video. Those goats were not being harmed. They were actually being taken to find mates. Okay, so nobody was eating those goats. They were actually going to have sex. So if you want to feel bad for them, but they were not. They were not being tortured.
They were going to the butcher house.
So that one time I visited your house and there was like 2 or 3 goats just like.
Hey! That's between me and you.
Yeah, let's not talk about that, okay? I mean, we're on live air.
Goat
Anyways, so back to Zombie Moto. As you heard, we just kind of touched on where everybody is, but Seymour shows up fairly frequently, as far as I'm aware, to Jake's little get-togethers.
Yes, he has one every third Saturday of the month, and throughout the summer.
And as it is for me, I don't necessarily go to ones regularly because the community that I live in, it's called the Wasatch Front or Wasatch Valley, either way. But from where I live to an hour and 20 minutes south is nothing but city. So there's all these meetups from north to south that vary in size and what they do. Some are all, full leather gear, nothing but drop a knee through canyons. Others are cruisers. Others are just show bike people, things like that. So I try to go to all of those and just get to meet people and see what people do. But there's not one I specifically can say that I like go to every single time. So, and I've yet to find anybody that's another motovlogger like that I didn't know about in Utah. I try to work to get to know people, so awkward note, I guess, there. I was just thinking about all these people suddenly came into my head that I'm like, oh my god, I met all these people through meets, and they're like, oh my god, you're a heathen rider, and I'm like, yeah? What did I do? And I'm like, did I pass you badly?
Yeah, did I cut you off or something?
So yeah, most people are pretty responsive or positive response to it, which is really cool. And there's recently on Instagram, actually, I'm walking away from my computer, so if you guys say anything, I can't say it, or if you see, I'm drunk, anyways, I'm walking away. But there's a few people that have spotted me and been like, dude, were you in Morgan? I saw you do a wheelie. Was that you? And I'm like, yep, that was me. That's a little awkward, but cool at the same time. I love being spotted.
Yeah, that is. It's a very odd feeling.
And it helps that not everybody's bike like stands out. Like nothing against people who have an R6 or anything like that, or even a 636. The bike rarely stands out. But if you get a Z1000, you stand out like a sore thumb. You really do.
Yeah, I saw in the chat a couple earlier. Somebody said that they spotted me on the highway a couple of days ago and they waved, but I guess I didn't see them.
Yeah.
It's a very, as my personality is very strange seeing things like that. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, right. I was all, oh, that's great. Like, I don't know what to say to you, but thanks. It feels awkward. I don't know. I've had numerous people too that are like, dude, you were at the front of the intersection at the light, and I was in the car, that gray one across the intersection,
Like,
looking and waving at you. And I'm like, sorry, dude. At intersections, especially if I'm at the front, I'm watching my mirrors and like what's going on around me and watching people run red lights and things like that. So sorry I didn't see you wave.
yeah.
Next time, honk.
Right, stick your hand out, kind of do a little Dukes of Hazzard thing out your window.
Flash your brights at me.
Just flip him off if you ever see him.
Yeah.
Turn your lights and siren on.
Be like the Mr. Bean wave. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna turn my camera on and give everybody a Mr. Bean wave. Here we go. Hi guys.
Beaner wave.
Yeah, meeting people, having people recognize you is very, and it doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened, and it's just like, I feel like I should know what I'm supposed to say to you, but
yeah, that's like, so I won't lie. When I first started this, I thought, this is going to be just something that I do, and I'm not going to really, I don't know, grow or be anything big. Like, nobody's ever going to spot me. And so when I made it, I've always had that mentality, and I still have that now. So when people do go, oh my God, you're Heathen Rider, like me and Two Wheeled Menace rolled up on these three guys that we just saw riding one night. We were just going to go say hi to them and be like, hey, what's up? Introduce ourselves and see if we can get them into the bigger community. And as soon as we roll up, the dude throws open the lid on his helmet. He's all, oh, you're Two Wheeled Menace! and Two Wheeled Menace looks at me, and the guy looks at me too, and he goes, oh, you're a Heathen Rider. And I was like, I've got stickers. Do you want stickers? Like, it was just so stupid awkward. I didn't know what to do or say.
Stay safe, kids. Stay safe.
Stay safe now. Remember, make sure that your parents can test out this lollipop first.
Wear a condom.
Put a condom on that lollipop.
I don't know. It's cool, but also weird. Like, I don't know how the bigger guys do it. I'm sure.
Well, it's also something that they gradually acquire. It's not like they walk out the door and they've got 600,000 subscribers and everybody's just.
Well, except for Fooligan, because I'm glad that I started watching him when he first started. Like, not the next week, but when he first started out, dude, he was really good, and he hasn't changed. I mean, he's embraced the whole like exploding phenomenon that he's had, because he's at over 200,000 now, and he's not even a year old in motovlogging, and so he's just exploded on everything, and it was amazing to see that growth. My fiance just gave me a funny look when I said exploded on everything. Bunch of dirty minds out there, but he stayed humble throughout. And so it's pretty interesting to see when people like him can just stay positive and embrace it and just roll with it and stay chill.
He's on a Grom, right?
Yes, he's on a Grom. He's on the Omaha Grom squad.
That is probably why I don't watch him.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Grom fan.
Jake the Garden Snake killed Groms for me, man. I was so bored after all of his videos that I was just like, I'm never watching another Grom video, and I have sworn on it since.
Fair enough. There are some people that they got excuse me if you can hear me crunching, I'm eating Cheetos now with my rum and Coke that I just refilled. But some people overdid the Grom because they were like, oh, the Grom is the new cool thing to have. I'm gonna sell my 1000 and pick up a Grom.
Now, I will say this: I don't watch anybody new on a Grom. Everybody that I do watch that does ride a Grom, I watch them from the beginning.
Yeah.
But if I see a new Grom rider, I'm like, I'm surprised there's not many more like Z1000 vlogs. I mean, not Z1000, the Z125s.
Just wait. Just wait. You know it's coming.
I know. There's going to be a wave, but I'm surprised it hasn't already started.
It's not even coming out in my country.
It's not?
No, they're not bringing it here.
Huh.
They might. Give it a little bit of time. They probably
might be too much competition with the Grom because the Grom out here is like fucking so big. So
it seems like that would be an ideal target.
Well,
yeah.
How much are they selling it for in comparison? Like, what's the?
I think they're about the same.
Hot deets.
You know, it's cheaper than a Grom by
Really?
a couple $100. Yeah.
Ooh, what'd they do? Like, shave off some of the chassis?
No, actually,
Give you half a
they're
seat?
so similar, but like if you want to compare them, they're pretty much the same in weight and everything like that. Like they feel the same, they ride pretty well. The Z125 is slower off the get-go, but has a better top end, whereas the Grom, of course, is then faster at the beginning, but slower in the top end. So a Z125 can overtake it, but
I think in the third gear, I think the it's faster in the third gear than the MSX or Grom. Sorry, that's what it's called.
America.
Okay, so I'm looking at Kawasaki's website right now. It shows the Z125 as MSRP $2,999.
Do they have a promotion where if you catch a Pokemon in their dealership, they'll give you money off?
The Z1000 might be considered a Pokemon.
It is. It is a rare Pokemon.
Is it?
Bulbasaur's cousin.
Mine would be like Steel Charizard.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the Z125. Well, CRUZINMOTO, of course it's small. It's small just like the Grom. It's got a 125cc motor. What do you expect?
Small, but it's thick.
The only thing that I really don't like about the Grom and the Z125 is if you go online, like I was looking to build a one of those motorized like drifting trikes or whatever, and it runs on a 125. You can get one like with a full harness, a fully built carb, like all the electronics and all that sweet stuff for $200.
Really?
Well, sorry, it's 200 euros, so about like 240 bucks. 240 bucks for this entire power plant. Like you need nothing except for the rest of it. But like, how do they manage $3,000 out of that?
Performance, warranty, things like that. Yeah, name. There's when the Grom first like really made a push and it was becoming huge. On my local classifieds, there were Groms for like $1,500 that were a year old, and then the Groms became popular.
Yeah,
and
I would imagine
Grom became a $3,000 bike. Like
I would imagine that when the first motovlogger bought a Grom, it was kind of a joke, and then it turned into a thing.
Exactly.
Because honestly, Z125 or Grom, I'm not going to ride either one of them. They're way too small for me. And I would rather get a Supermoto rather than one of those little bikes.
Yeah, I like one, and I've said this before. The first time I got on one, a Grom, I went a couple blocks and came back, but I was laughing hysterically the entire time because I thought it was hilarious that I couldn't even get up to 60 miles per hour without going through all the gears.
Right.
And
right.
My Z does 72 in first, so.
And honestly, if you ever go on another group ride, unless it's a Grom ride, you're not going to be able to stick with anybody.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guys that will show up to meet up here, and they'll be on Groms, but 10 minutes into the ride, they're nowhere to be found because everybody's gone. Nobody's going to want to hang around 45, 50 miles an hour on a group ride so a Grom can, keep up.
Yeah. Well, that's why his when Jake did one of his most recent videos where he did a group ride with a bunch of people, and the little Grom kept catching up to him, and he was like, "Oh my God, look, the Grom is still with us!" And he kept thinking it was such a funny joke, and I agree too. I mean, I was like, "That's actually pretty impressive that little Grom is still with the group that far into the ride."
A nun in a wheelchair, Virgin Mobile. That's a pretty bad joke.
Wait,
That is a
hold
pretty bad
on.
Comedy hour over there. Comedy hour over there.
No, Virgin
Well,
Mobile.
Any more cruising? You got to understand the Grom has been in the field a lot longer, which is why it has more mods out there. But the same goes for the Z125 right now. Is no shit. When it released in the U.S., I was scouring Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr, everything for people who were doing stuff to them. And within the first week, there were full exhaust systems and stretch kits. There were, upgrades to the airbox and all these other mods just instantly were there and available. So it's a growing market as well for that bike. But the Grom has just been here longer, so people have gotten to experiment and break into it, which is part of the reason why I haven't bought a Z125 yet, is because I'm kind of waiting for there to be enough parts out there that when it comes time for me to get one, I can go get the one that I want and do what I want to it. Which, you better believe, it's getting a stunt cage. Just saying.
Don't forget, Honda has a lot of 125s, so they know how to market them and how to sell them to people.
Yeah.
Whereas Kawasaki, they don't really measuring that. The only 125s they really have are like dirt bikes, really.
Yeah,
exactly.
The only reason they created that thing was the popularity of the Honda.
Oh yeah, and they've admitted it.
Some stuff. I'm just not a pretty face.
Oh my God, hold on one sec.
You dying, dude?
Arms up, arms up.
A Cheeto went down the wrong hole. Wrong hole.
Which hole?
You don't want to know. But I was looking at getting a Grom, and I'm talking like dead serious, was going down, pricing it out, listing out all the parts that I want, figuring out what it would cost, how much of a loan I needed, whole 9 yards. And then I heard news about the Z125 being released. And somebody earlier, actually I was talking about this, kind of called me what did they call me? It wasn't a hipster, it was a flake or something like that. But they mocked me because I want to get a Z125 because I own a Z1000. The reason that I want that bike is because it's a baby Z. And
it's an embryo Z.
Yeah, it's embryo Z. But there's just so much. The fact that you just made the noise, and my girl made the face to go with it was hilarious.
I'm your girl.
You're my girl. Oh, baby.
PG-13.
What did I miss? Why did you laugh? Who's that?
Me and Super Jerry are gonna elope to Vegas.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. Let's do it Fear and Loathing style.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of the big things for me is I want a Z125 because I love Kawasaki. That's the brand that I ride, and it looks like a small little robotic version of what I ride now. So of course I want it. It looks like what I have, and I think it's badass. So I don't know. It's part of it is the looks and everything like that, and it is a smaller bike that I could trick out and have fun with, and I wouldn't feel as bad about, stunting a little 125 bike and crashing it versus, I mean, I have a cage and everything like that to protect my Z, but if I drop Solar Hawk, she's a $9,000 bike, and it's not cheap to fix that. So what would you rather crash? What would you rather have fun on?
I love how you name your bike.
A bicycle.
Of course. I love naming my bikes.
I'm going to name mine Bertha.
Bertha, because she's big and destructive. She also likes Coors. But she gets Diet Cokes at McDonald's when she supersizes.
Hey, that's the way it has to go, you know. You can't be a fat ass.
Or can you?
Wait, you guys still have supersizes there?
No, we don't.
Oh man, that's worth the trip to wherever you guys are alone.
They honestly though, the funny part about that, since we're all over the place, I love this. McDonald's in my area, when that one fat chick sued McDonald's because it made her fat, my local McDonald's removed the supersized food option, but you could still get a supersized drink. And that lasted for several years. I don't know if they still do it though.
I'm so sick.
I just want the supersized fries.
Oh my God,
Right?
you made me fat, so I'm gonna sue you. Let me sue
Yeah.
God for keeping me alive with oxygen, you know, because I don't want to be alive right now, you know. So
Alright, I'm suing Kawasaki for making me wheelie. That's a too sensitive of a throttle.
Yeah.
well, the way you do
That's
it,
way
grab
too
the
much
fucking throttle lock. I don't think the bike's made for that.
Do you preload your suspension before you
No.
do it, or you just kind of just ring it and
I
open it?
And this is something that's hilarious, but I have had numerous people tell me not to do this, but I can do clutch ups in first, and I can do power wheelies as well. So
Wait, you do
either
clutch ups
works.
in first on that bike?
It's a bit dangerous, isn't it?
If I want to ride it longer, I clutch up. But if I just want like leave the light and just kind of wheelie from the light, then I just power wheelie.
Might do a backflip with them clutch ups.
Yeah, you're insane. In first
Yeah.
gear?
What's so bad? What's bad about first gear word wheelies?
You have all that power. So
Well, just if you're using a clutch up in first gear on the bike on a 1000, I mean that is.
I'll explain this because I've scared the shit out of myself doing this.
Yeah.
But in a power wheelie, so for everybody watching who doesn't know, if somebody says power wheelie, that means they're just using the throttle. They're not engaging the clutch at all. They're just giving it more throttle, and the wheel comes up. I can do that very easily in first with no problem. In second, I need to use my clutch. However, I recently started practicing using my clutch in first gear, which if you tell any seasoned veteran who stunts or anything like that, they'll probably slap you and tell you not to do that, because engaging the clutch and hitting the throttle is such a tricky thing to do that if you're just learning, 90% of the time you're going to pop the clutch, hit the throttle and let out the clutch, and loop the bike, especially on 1000.
It's just so easy to do because there's so much power.
It instantly comes up. And I
So
can't express
second
how
gear.
literally the moment I pull my clutch in and I give it throttle, before my finger is off the clutch lever, my bike is up in the air. It's instant.
Hit the back brake.
Yeah, that's where you need to know how to handle your back brake. But it's a situation where you need to learn to feather it. So when you get your front wheel up, you can continue to give it throttle, but you apply rear brake. And you find the happy medium between the two, and that's what keeps you up. But it's so hard in first gear, especially, to do clutch ups because you could literally hit a bump in the road at that exact moment and give it 3-4 millimeters of throttle too much and loop the bike instantly. It doesn't even matter if your foot is on the brake. You can just give it that much torque and it pops. So it's stupid. It really is. However, I've gotten really good at it, and so I do it a lot. I've actually got a video where I show off how I've gotten better at it. So yeah, I would highly suggest if you're learning to do wheelies and you can't do power wheelies in first gear with your bike, to get into second gear and then practice from there, because you have less torque right off the bat. So you're going to just do, little ones. You're going to get them a couple inches, then eventually you'll learn, oh, I need to pull in the clutch, get it to 9,000 RPMs, and let it out, and that will get me 2 feet off the ground. Things like that. And you'll learn clutch play and throttle. Just, again, practice in a safe location. Do not do this in traffic. Do not do this on a main street, things like that. Go to a side road where nobody's at.
What about a sidewalk?
As long as it's a bike path.
And guys, if you really want to fly, just have a Red Bull. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Red Bull.
Problem solved.
If you did,
Get a 1,000cc Red Bull. You'll be fine.
Oh, a gallon of Red Bull. Holy shit.
have you not seen that video of some guy who drank like 20 or 30 cans of Red Bull and like you can see his heart like proper pulsing out of his chest and it looked fucking weird.
Holy hell.
Ew.
You can probably like, why would you do that to yourself?
Subscribers.
To stretch the human condition.
Yeah, this is what my friend told me yesterday. He said, you know what you should do for your YouTube channel? I was like, what? Thinking he's gonna give me something like a really good, you know, like a really good idea, and he says, have a crash.
That's awful.
I'm not gonna go out there and crash on purpose just to get a few subscribers. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, no, what you need to do is be like CRUZINMOTO and just happen to have a gust of wind throw you into a bed of a truck.
Hey, that shit actually happens here, you know. That wind trucks.
No, I know. I'm just giving CRUZINMOTO shit because he's about to leave. Love you, brother.
Peace.
But no, it's I've had people tell me the same, or they've been like, dude, what you need to do is fuck with the police, and then right when they turn on their lights and sirens, just take off and toy with them and stuff like that. And I'm all, really? Really, people? Do you understand evading the police can lead to felony evasion? So if you crash and they catch up to you and you're alive, you're screwed. Just saying.
They'll probably beat you to death.
Right? If you're black, they'll kill you. But I mean, it doesn't make sense to try and do something stupid for the channel specifically. I mean, if you want to do stupid, I'm going to use Hooligan just because he's fresh in my mind. But he took his Grom to a skate park and was like riding around in the skate park. That's actually pretty cool. I really liked that video that he did, and I thought it was hilarious, and it made him really popular. But that's the kind of stupid that's like, hey, I'm kind of going to do something stupid, but I'm kind of being smart about it.
Yeah, it's innocent. It's innocent is the thing.
Yeah. There's a video that's out there. I constantly watch motorcycle fails, wins, crash compilations, things like that. And one of them has a guy who rides up next to a police SUV and he slaps a sticker on it and then takes off. Yeah, see, instantly you guys know what I'm talking about. And he takes off, and it's like a 2-minute thing of him flying away from this cop until he runs into the center barrier and crashes.
Yeah.
And it's like, was that worth it? Was it worth you trying to get views? Like, I'm only assuming that guy did it to again, post that video to show off, look, I stuck a sticker to a cop and I got away.
Unfortunately, he was out of a bike until I stole another one.
Yeah, right? So, it's just stupid to do stuff like that. It really is.
Yep. So Woodchuck is asking me to show everything that he sent me. So I'm going to turn my camera on real quick so you guys can see this. He's in the chat. I'll give you his website too. All right, he started. This was one of the first things I pulled out. Babies.
Boobies.
They're upside down.
They're not upside down. It might be. Is that coming up backwards? Woodchuck.com. I don't have a mirror to put this in. They sent me a bunch of these Wheelies and Wheelies.
Seymour?
Yeah.
I just need you to know that when you held that up and it said boobies, I said boobies, and my fiance turned around, tapped on my shoulder, and I looked over, and she was grabbing her chest and shaking it.
Well, turn your camera on.
Yeah, that's camera worthy.
And look, I've got a
camera on.
I've got a guitar mohawk right now.
You do, nice mohawk.
This is the big bag that he sent me right here.
Holy Jesus.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I got the package and I opened it up. Or I just picked it up. I was like, holy shit, this thing's heavy. But yeah, 400 of these bad boys.
I know we'll get you subscribers.
I don't want to
eat them all.
Eat them?
Yeah, like one of the eat competitions.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you just eat a spoonful of brown sugar? Or cinnamon, whatever the hell it was?
Cinnamon, that's cinnamon.
Yeah. Cinnamon challenge.
Yeah, eat brown sugar. Have a good time.
Yeah, just remember to make sure you have 911 on speed dial in case you choke yourself out.
and then show the sweet wristband you got.
Hey, as long as I've got it on camera, it'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you get the subs.
That's awesome.
Woodchuck, if you want to send me a camera, that'd be great. PM me. Oh, all right. I will PM you on Instagram.
What? He's giving away a camera?
I don't know what he's doing, but I'll message him. I'll give you my PO box.
I
love some wristbands. I'm just saying, you don't understand. I pick up those, a key tag, I know, but I pick up those wristbands, like, because I awkwardly happen to find a lot of them laying around in Salt Lake City, and I put them on random people's bikes. Dizzy Flight is one such example where I found a random one that was just laying on the ground, and I was like, I wish I kept the footage from it, but my audio was all really horrible. But I was like, Dizzy, this is for you. And I went to like give it to him, and he was all, oh, thanks. And then I like diverted and stuck it onto his bike handle. And he left on there. So if any of you guys watched Dizzy Flight, watch his videos, and on his left handlebar there's a little one of those bracelet things. I don't even know what it says, but he kept it there for a long time. It's white.
White? Okay.
Yeah. You'll see it as soon as you know what I'm talking about. But yeah. So I'd love some of those. I'll pay you. I'll talk to you on Instagram. We'll sort this shit out, homie.
All right,
Oh, hell yeah.
My camera off so you don't have to look at me anymore.
I don't know about you guys, but whenever I open up my Instagram and I do something like, you touch the search button, the little magnifying glass, it opens up. It's nothing but bikes.
Yeah.
I missed everything just now.
Oh, well,
we're talking about ending world hunger.
Oh.
yeah. And how you were going to donate $100 to that.
Yeah, you specifically.
In my name.
Yeah, we're doing Haiti donations. Let's see. Wait, hold on. What cameras do you guys use? Turtle and Wills. I always feel like I'm the guy who picks out the questions in the chat, but we do. I have a Hero 4 Silver, I have a Hero 3 Black, and a Hero 3 Silver. So I've got 3 GoPros.
So
and
I've got this guy right here, Hero C3 Silver Plus, and then I've got a Session that I've got on the bike.
How do you like the Session?
I like it a lot. I don't like editing with 2 cameras, but I do like the Session a lot. I really like it because it's waterproof. It doesn't need a case, and the microphone on it is so much better than the regular GoPro.
Why do you not like editing the 2
with 2 cameras?
Yeah.
Because you have to have them synced up to where they're right on top of each other. So if I do switch, you're looking from one camera, you still got the same audio that you should, or that you would have if you're going through your normal camera. And so before you even start editing, you have to line the videos up. So you've got 2 videos synced up, and then everything you do to one, you have to do to the other, and then figure out when you're going to switch back and forth and fade in, fade out. Yeah, it's just a lot of extra work.
Do you do the signature clap?
No, I pinch. I do. I like look right at my camera.
What are we talking about now?
So I look right at my camera, and then I'll just do this right in front of the camera. Well, I'll do this right in front of the camera, so I'll know. Because a lot of times,
that sound.
Well, the sound, a lot of times I'll turn it on while I'm riding, so the sound's not really gonna.
Yeah,
that's not safe, man.
Well, that's why I only use one hand.
Yeah, it's okay if you when you're trying to sync up the cameras, the clap, it's good because if you can see your audio at the same time, you can almost, to the exact millisecond line up your audio with your video. Yeah. However,
peaks, baby.
Most people don't do that, even in editing. So I have a new camera angle as well, showing the back of my bike, and oddly enough, the audio that's being recorded is not in sync with the video. It's just slightly off. Like, you'll hear me accelerate to do a wheelie, so you'll hear, whoa, and then the bike picks up. When, in retrospect, if you look at the camera angle on my face, you hear me accelerate, and the moment I hit my peak RPMs, the bike comes up. So it's a second off or so.
Yeah, I don't even use
the clap doesn't always work.
In the videos. I don't even use the audio from my session.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, C-Morsey, I'm such a big fan of you.
Oh my God.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I don't know who that was, but that's right.
How's Bella? I want to suck your dick.
Whoa!
Of course, it goes quiet for that.
Yeah,
Right.
That's when everybody stopped talking.
Yeah.
That's like the slow clapper.
So where's Lynx at anyway? I posted.
He's
on
in
his
Arizona.
Instagram.
So he's moved to Arizona, and he doesn't. I don't think he has internet yet. I know he's told us that when he uploads a video, he's having to go to the library and use free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's I recently for those of you who watch him, his most recent video, he needed some help with it, and I had to help him. I found it hilarious because he was like, "Thanks so much. Now I need to go to the library to download the video because I sent it back to him, and then stay there to upload the video again." And I'm like, "Oh my God, dude!"
A library? Do they even have
What
those
do you
anymore?
think he's gonna? I mean, honestly, what could he do for that time? It's almost as if there's something in that building that you can do to pass the time. God, I wish I knew.
Yeah, like browsing your Instagram
Facebook.
or Facebooking. You know, keeping in touch with the family.
Yeah, that's funny.
And
Yes.
Starbucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, Starbucks has free Wi-Fi. McDonald's has free Wi-Fi.
Not all McDonald's. Some of them still charge, which is bullshit. But
They charge?
yeah.
Not all men. Hashtag. I mean, Starbucks.
Yeah, there's a recent issue with a local McDonald's where they were charging people, like you would pay, and it would not still let you connect to their stuff.
Oh, no.
And there was a huge issue with that because basically McDonald's people were like, "Hey, I paid to connect to the internet and now I can't connect," and then go, "That's not our problem. It's not our service." Even though it's like McDonald's Wi-Fi is the name of the server, so there was a bit of a bullshit issue with that.
Makes sense.
Who charges for Wi-Fi in this day and age?
I know.
Yeah, it's getting phased out. That's for sure.
It's like the old AOL CDs that you used to get with 100 free minutes on it.
120.
Those are the best frisbees. Those are ninja stars, man.
Yeah, coasters.
Yeah. Yeah, they're perfect coasters. The funny thing about those back in the days, 120 minutes meant you could load 3 pages.
Right.
I still love that you could stack those, so you could get like 20 AOL free discs and just keep using them over and over and over and over and over and over.
I'm too young for that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, okay, so Luke, a long time ago when the internet was really getting popular, instead of having just internet where you just click on your browser and open it up, you actually have to...
Don't get me wrong. I used to have a dial-up. I'm not that young. Like I used to.
No,
have
no, I know. But they had... It was with dial-up, but AOL, you would get these CDs in the mail, and it would have like 120 free minutes of web browsing, pretty much. So you would put it in there, you would log in, you know, whatever, and then you would have to log in with the secret little password that they put on the back of the thing, and you get 120 minutes of free internet.
I really want to dubstep that noise you made.
Yes.
Yeah, you know you're an AOL kid when you hear the fax machine sound, and you're like, "Who's trying to connect to the internet? What's going on here?"
AOL is the reason I can type so well.
Just so you guys are aware, I had to do a project at one point for my school. There's still like 2 million people using original AOL dial-up. Just so you guys are like aware of what's still going on in the world around us.
I just remember my mom kicking me off the computer so she can call someone.
Yeah.
No.
I'm expecting a call. Get off the phone.
Not just kicking you
I'm
off.
trying to watch Naruto, mommy. Let me watch Naruto.
No. It's when you remember when your mom would make a call and it would kick you off the internet because she didn't know you were on.
Oh, that was so bad.
And
Oh,
she'd
what's
turn
the
on the phone and be like, dial, and it would just disconnect you, and then she'd be all, what the hell is going on? And like come in and yell at you because you're on the internet. The golden days.
But now we're in the future, old men, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Eventually, grass will just grow on people.
I sit at my computer and browse the internet on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Well, I do that too, but that's because my browser history is dirty, and I just can't do that at work.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
What?
Soon, I'll be a part of the Z family properly.
Are you serious?
You motherfucker.
Z800 or Z1000.
Nice.
Either
Hey,
one.
the 800's nice, I won't lie. Frick yeah, Toot Sweet's got one, and they are real nice. I really like them.
There's a place called Ace Caf in London. It's like around the corner from me, and some guy was there with a Z800, and I was like just staring at the bike, and I fell in love, and the guy was just like, "Oh, do you want to ride it?" And I said, "No." Like, yeah, you can ride it. Go on. I was like, "No," and he's like, "I watch your videos. I know you can ride." I was like, "No." I jumped on it, just did a few circles and shit, and I just fell in love. I thought, "Can I take it home?"
And he said, yeah, and look at you now.
Fucking wish. Fucking wish.
Dude, that's how I. So when I was originally gonna buy a new Z1000, because I was dead set on getting another one. I just wanted a newer version, and I sat on a Gen 2, a Gen 3, and a Gen 4, and I sat on it was a 2014 and a 2015, which you wouldn't think there's any difference, but there are in that generation. I don't know why. Just they didn't feel right. But when I sat on the Gen 3, like he pulled it off the line. He was like, yeah, we've had this for several months. Nobody's interested, blah, blah, blah. Gave me the whole seller deal bullshit. And pulled it out, and I sat on it. I was like, mother of God, this is the one. And then I pulled it out into the sunlight, and watch my video tomorrow. You guys will get a perfect example of what it looks like in the shade and what it looks like in the sun. And there's a reason I call it Solar Hawk. She pops so much in the sunlight, and it's an incredible looking bike. I love it. But, and of course, if you follow my Instagram, you would know that I post lots of pictures of my bike.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful bike, but it also feels good. It's very comfortable to sit on, and that was like my selling point, because I've had knee surgery and I have back issues and things like that. So to find a bike that you're comfortable on is a huge thing. So it's great when comfort, looks, style, power, everything comes together, and for me that was the Z. So Luke, if you happen to get either an 800 or 1000, you can expect to be on Naked Thursdays a lot more often. But good on you, man, because the Z-Head family, all of us, not just, Naked Thursday peeps, but everybody in the Z world is super friendly, super helpful, always there, and just incredible.
I'm just sick of sports bikes. They're just too much maintenance, and they're like fragile little fucking fairy rabbit cakes.
Fragile little fairy rabbit cakes.
Yeah,
But
because
just remember,
the Grom is basically a naked bike, and it's so easily to maintain. It's easy to clean. It's easy to service. Everything's easy on it. And then my bike, you have to take off this panel and this panel, but this panel's connected to this panel, so you have to take the whole fucking thing off. Then the bike just looks like an anorexic Ethiopian fucking child, and I don't know what to fucking do.
Yeah,
You're very passionate about this.
I was going to say that actually really does sum up super sports versus naked bikes, because you know what? Most people that I know have to disassemble their bike in some way to do an oil change or tighten their chain or do any basic maintenance. And I'll tell you right now, something I don't actually know if the new generation of Z has it, but the Gen 3, I can tighten my chain without a stand, without lifting up the rear tire, any of that. You don't need anything. It's a unique mechanism that I can tighten it while it sits on the ground. And I can change my oil without removing any plastics.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
It's incredible. I will say this. And please, anybody who's still watching, all, 11 viewers, if you get a motorcycle, one of the best investments that you can get are frame sliders. If not frame sliders and you can afford it, get a small cage, something like I have on mine, because a friend of mine, Dizzy Flight, had a very expensive Ducati, and he dropped it around a corner doing under 15 miles per hour. Okay, he literally just gently set it down. It totaled the bike out, and $80 frame sliders would have saved his bike.
There's two schools of thought with that though, which I went through. Since the frame slide, okay, so with like a cage, it's mounted to the entire frame of the bike, and those are 100% cool. They're set. But with frame sliders, those mount directly to the engine mount bolts, and if you do if you fall over on the bike and it lands on that, you have the potential for messing everything up. It's meant for sliding.
Yes, that it is. It's not meant for a high side. It's meant for a low slide. To be true, that's where a cage, in my opinion, is better. Which is why I have one, because my frame sliders on my old Z1000 saved my bike. It did. When I crashed, the frame slider took the brunt of the damage, and it bent the frame slider bolt, and I actually couldn't get it back off, which is funny because I sold it that way, and the guy didn't care. But the frame slider can save a bike, but in a high side or a high speed low side, it can catch and cause your bike to flip. There is that chance. But it's kind of a, what do you want to spend? What do you want to do? I have a cage on mine because my cage protects my bike so that if it did low side or even high side, the way that it's mounted, I should be able to protect my engine. And with the new Z1000s, Seymour, I don't know if you have them on yours, but the new Z1000 frame sliders are a dual bolt. They're not a single bolt. So if you do go down, it's more of a puck like you would have on your knee or your elbow for your riding gear that's going to be scraped versus a single bolt going through your motor mount. So it is better on the newsies. This includes the 800s as well. They have puck style versus just bar end. Like
five words: bubble wrap and grip tape.
I suddenly just imagine Bubble Boy riding on a motorcycle.
I actually have a legit question for you guys. So I have the option to either get myself a racing suit or just buy a two-piece.
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 Two-piece all over. If you're a track rider, go for a one-piece. Especially, and not just track rider, I should say, but if you are constantly going through canyons, I mean, you're pushing yourself, go one piece. It's going to be better on you in the end. But if you're a casual rider who likes to kind of get down and dirty, go two-piece because it's going to be easier on you that way.
Just wear a t-shirt. Just squid it out. Just wear a t-shirt.
I've got a squid tan right now. I won't lie, but I'm in the middle of trying to buy something to prevent that. Mr. Seymour has.
Sunblock.
Sunblock.
Just buy yourself some stickers and just tape your nipples. And then ride like that. You're fine.
That's my next video now. Thank you. I was looking for an idea.
Do it, dude. Do it. You won't.
Do it.
On that wonderful note, though, I'm going to go to bed. I've got work in the morning.
Yeah, me too.
All right, yeah. I'm
Thank you for
down
inviting me.
I got to actually order some pizza and tip my driver very well, if you know what I mean.
So, Heathen, what's your channel? What's your Instagram?
If anybody cares to, my channel is The Heathen Rider on YouTube, and if you would like to follow me on Instagram, it is just Heathen Rider.
Super Jerry.
Super Jerry.
KickItWithKevo.
Say it again.
Say it again.
It's just Super Jerry is my channel, and then my Instagram is its_super_Jerry.
A lot of underscoring going on there.
Someone took
Kevin, what's yours?
It's KickItWithKevo.
On both.
On both, on everything.
Luke Uncut.
Hey, you know what it is already, bros. It's
At
a
Feller.
And I've got everybody's links are usually in my videos. They're in the description. I'll add Super Jerry in there, so if anybody missed it, Seymour Z on YouTube and Seymour_Z on Instagram. So I guess that's it.
Thanks so much for having me.
Message me for a Luke Uncut sticker, limited time only. It will add 0.321 horsepower to any motorcycle and car, except for Priuses. Fuck Priuses.
Out.
Oh.
Mic drop.
Mike